What's going on, everybody? It's Faye Dating Coach Elliott Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about 3 reasons why a guy will not commit. And if you want more information on this, again, because I talk a lot about evolutionary psychology and all this has to do with evolutionary psychology, check out my course, Attraction Academy, which can take a man from casual to committed and maximize your attraction with him in just 8 weeks. So if you're tired of being single, if you have men who come around but don't stick around, get the course. It's going to help you, guaranteed. Links down below. So jumping right into this, there's 3 things I want to discuss that I see a lot of the time that prevent men from committing to a woman. And if you know these things, you can maybe prevent them or find a way to go beat around them. So, you live happily ever after. So the first one, obviously, is he doesn't respect you. And when I say respect, I mean that in many different ways. He either doesn't respect you, he takes you for granted, he's treating you very casual. And in my course, I talk a lot about context, and I talk about what I call the negotiation. And what context is the things you guys do and say that layers over time. It creates the vibe between you two. And many things can create context. Context is a macro concept where I call framing a micro concept. Framing is the things you guys do and say in the present that creates the vibe. So for example, if I kiss you on the cheek versus the lips, that's framing. A date, at night versus a date during the day. How we're dressed, the mood, the music, the lighting, that makes a difference between it being a friendly date and a romantic date and how far we're going to go from there. But these think of framing as like pages, okay, and words on the page. And together over time, they make the story, which is the context. And many things can be context. Context could be the consistency between you two, having sex, the frequency of dates, future planning, meeting his friends and family. Like all this stuff adds up to the point where you're just not some basic chick he met on Instagram anymore, or he met on Tinder or some other dating app. There's substance there, and he knows he has to answer to this substance. Okay, the assets that he wanted now come at a cost, because it's not just some, I met her, she met me, let's see where it goes, or some casual thing. It's going somewhere, and he has to answer to that, okay? But when it comes to respecting you or taking you for granted, it's how you're able to negotiate all the context and how you're able to frame things to where you look like a high-value woman versus a low-value woman. How you're able to nip things in the butt before they get bad. Like a cat, like you're gonna want more, but he's gonna treat it casual. And when we're gonna call me and say, well, how do I get this guy to commit? It's all on my course, okay? But for the most part, a guy, if he can get away with it, because he's unsure of you or something, then he's going to try. He's going to try to have his cake and eat it too. So it's going to prevent him from committing, which then a woman sticks around hoping he changes, which in reality, that makes it even worse, because now he's not going to commit because you're not going anywhere. So there's no urgency to commit. You get what I'm saying? So that's number 1. Number 2, I would say is you're not, this is harsh, but you're not the best option he can get. A guy is not going to commit to you unless you're the best option he can get, or unless you're able to portray yourself as the best option he can get, aka maximizing attraction. I think a lot of women think chemistry and looking good and, just having fun on dates is like liking each other is enough. No, a guy can like a lot of women. There are a lot of women a guy can build chemistry with. There's a lot of women who, the guy, they get along, they have fun, they like each other, and they go on. A guy does a lot of that. That's not enough to make a guy think, though, man, I see this girl long term. I'm going to commit to her long term. Nah, girl, and again, I talk about this stuff in my course. You got to fill a void. You got to be the best option he can get. You got to make him want to be a better person. And this towards you too. Like, I don't want you to think like, oh man, I got to jump through all these loops. No, you don't. This is how every couple, every man, every woman should go into a relationship. He should want to better himself for you, and vice versa. You should better yourself for him. And you should, as a couple, want to move forward, progress, become just better individuals in general. You should make him want to be a better person and vice versa. And he should feel at some point, my life is better with her in it than without. Something like that. So yeah. And lastly, number 3 is the assets aren't worth the cost. Hey, you could be a good looking woman. You can have all these great things, attached to you. Like you look good. You're fucking awesome. All these things. But if he's not ready for the relationship or he sees a lot of liabilities, it could cancel out even the best of assets. So I tell women, you got to limit your liabilities and you got to boost your assets. You're selling the product. Everyone is a brand. You have to think of yourself as a brand. You're selling the brand. Okay? So with that being said, ladies, I love you all. Take care and peace.